Hey everyone, welcome to another Medical Monday. I hope your week is off to a great start. And today I wanted to discuss physical therapy and your insurance. So, typically, when people think of their insurance and they're shopping for it, they're trying to find out how much it's going to cost per month, what their deductible is, how much their copays are, things of that nature. And that's all good to find out. But less of the time, people look at limits that their insurance policy might have on certain categories. And one of those is physical therapy. And when I'm working in the office and having to tell people what their insurance verification allows, I usually get a glazed, kind of confused look when I say, hey, per calendar year, you only get 12 visits or 20 visits or 30 visits, whatever the insurance says. Because when you're shopping for insurance, most people aren't drilling down on everything that the insurance covers as an umbrella. And physical therapy, you don't do it because you're bored and you have nothing else to do. You use physical therapy when you need it. And unless you need it, usually you don't think about it. And so, as a patient, I'm aware of what my plan has because I use physical therapy a lot. And so for my plan, there's a certain dollar amount. And so I try to be kind of like, how many is that? And be mindful of that when I'm getting treated each year. And this year, I'm doing PT for my knee replacement surgery. And so they told me last Friday that I needed to schedule out for next month. And so I made a bunch of visits for next month. And today I was like, let me just have them run the numbers and see where I'm at to make sure I'm on track. Now, at no point did the front desk, did the orthopedic company, did my physical therapist tell me how much I was gathering as far as coverage and how much I was using for it. So I was just like, let me find out. And they told me that I was more than halfway through for the calendar year. And so I needed to scale back my visits, which I totally understand. And that's fine. That's what my insurance says that I only get. But it's one of those things that's like, if you're not being your own advocate and you're not being aware of it, you can easily find yourself in a spot where you're told, oh, you only have a few left. And then you have to make the decision of whether you're going to pay cash rates or out of pocket rates to continue getting physical therapy or just end the physical therapy. And that part is extremely frustrating. And that's frustrating for the office personnel and that's frustrating for the patient. And so, since my channel is all about advocating for yourself, since I found myself in the position where I felt I could use a little advocating, and I wondered how many other people I saw at Midwest Orthopedics could use some of that because, again, you would think you'd get some notification about, hey, you're getting to be halfway through or you're approaching this limit. But no, I was the one who had to find out. And I'm glad I did. So that way I could adjust next month's appointments. But it's one of those situations where you hear people say, well, my insurance wouldn't approve X, Y, or Z. And those are some instances of how the insurance will dictate what you get. And it used to be back in the day that the doctor would prescribe something and you would get it. And now we're at a place where the doctor can prescribe whatever he wants, but depending on what insurance you have, dictates what you actually get as a response. And so I just want to kind of mention as far as those items that you might not be thinking about. And so just keep that in mind because I want you to be in a place where you're getting the help that you need and that you're improving. And those two things aren't necessarily aligned with maybe what the insurance plan has. So, if you have a chance when you are shopping for insurance, it's a really good idea to ask them to run through all the verifications and explain how the plan works. And on the flip side, if you are having a surgery or you do have that conversation with your doctor that for a pain or ache, physical therapy might be helpful, it's good to find out ahead of time what your plan actually covers. So I just wanted to share that since that came up today, and look forward to the next video and hope you guys have a great rest of your week.